impeachment proceedings have begun. We've got the inquiry going on, and one of the important committees involved is Oversight. So obviously Elijah Cummings passed away, and he was the head of the Oversight Committee. In fact, he's lying in state now, first black lawmaker that has ever lied in state in the Capitol. And so they had his funeral today in Washington, and it was very, very powerful. We're gonna talk more about it later in the show. But now there's a question about who the new head of the Oversight Committee is going to be. So there are a lot of people who are contending for it. Some of the senior Democrats, Carolyn Maloney, Gerald Connolly, and Jackie Speer, and others are in contention for it. And I understand why, and they have seniority. Those are the rules of the House. Now, if it was up to me, I'd go super progressive. You know who else is on the Oversight Committee? Rashida Tlaib. Now, there's no way the Democrats are gonna do that. Okay, so they would say, well, that's charged and she's way too junior, and oh my God, the Republicans will criticize us, etc. So
that'd be new.
Yeah. Now, luckily, there's a perfect person on the committee who is both as qualified as you could possibly be and completely neutral to all the different competing factors here. Okay, if you were drawing up a movie and you put a 24 or 25-year constitutional law scholar on the committee that was a student of Lawrence Tribe from Harvard, and that taught some of the other Congress people in Congress, who was beloved by Representative Cummings, who had appointed him to be the head of the subcommittee on civil rights. You'd say, it's too much, come on, how do you have a guy like that on the committee? That's too perfect. They do, his name is Jamie Raskin. So Jamie Raskin is progressive enough for the young progressives to back him, but this isn't a left-right issue, this isn't a moderate progressive issue. He's a perfect middle ground also for all the folks who are competing for the actual chair position. He is not competing for the chair position. He would be acting chair during impeachment. He has the expertise, he has the qualifications for it. He's neutral to whoever's going to eventually be chair. He's on Democratic leadership already, and he's a bridge between the younger Democrats and the older Democrats. It's nearly perfect. So we'll see what happens right now. But they say, well, Maloney's next in line, so she should be acting chair. But if you're being fair to Connolly, Speer, and the others, if she's acting chair, that gives her a massive advantage over the other senior Democrats. Whereas if you put the constitutional law scholar exactly when you need him as acting chair and temporary chair, that seems to check off every single box.
Thumb war, that sounds like the only way to resolve it. Just a Democratic thumb war.
Thumb war?
Well,
actually, the good thing about the idea of backing Raskin is it avoids your thumb war. Like if the senior Democrats want to have a thumb war later, they would want someone neutral who's the acting chair, not one of the competing people in the thumb war, right? Yeah. And they all get
I gotta see their thumbs. Do they have the weird thumbs, or do they have like a full? Do you know what I mean?
Or you could go with Francesca's idea. It could go either way.
I don't think it's gonna happen because the thumb war is more aggressive than almost any elected Democrat would be willing to be. But two questions for you. One, why doesn't he want to actually become the chair? Is it just seniority? Like he doesn't think he can?
No, because that's why he's a good middle ground approach, because he's not a firebrand. So he doesn't want to get into the middle of a political fight with senior members who have earned that spot.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't handle it that way. I'd be like, oh my God, there's a fight? Can't wait, right? But Congressman Raskin he's cerebral. Cummings used to call him the professor, okay? So he's not gonna get into a political battle.
But Cenk, do we need someone, sorry to interrupt you, do we need someone who's gonna be a little bit more, has more fight in them, or why do you think that someone who's more even-keeled is better?
Look, AOC's on the committee, Ro Khanna's on the committee, Ayanna Pressley, Rashida Tlaib, they're all on the committee. You know my inclination, but I'm in the progressive camp, and they're not gonna be like, oh, Cenk made a good point. You know what, let's go with Rashida. Like, they would never do that, although I think they should. They could pick any one of those people who are huge fighters. And I'm not saying-
AOC has shown herself to be a really good, great at research, great at questioning.
I
great
get
staff,
it.
well organized.
I like how you guys are pushing me to go further left, okay, and I like
But
it.
is it gonna be more like Mueller type, where it's like, oh yeah, he's gonna be the hero, and then he gets up there and he can't like get a full sentence out?
No way, no way. Raskin's incredibly smart, knows this material inside and out. And as a matter of optics for the Democrats, for when the Republicans are full of sound and fury, here you have a guy who literally wrote several books on the Constitution,
right.
Okay, on issues just like this. If you wanted someone with the right optics and political heft, it's a bit of a no-brainer, right? Especially if I was the other members who were vying for that position, I'd be like, why is Maloney the acting chair? Yeah, Raskin, the constitutional law scholar, makes sense as the acting chair, and then we'll sort out who should be the actual chair later.
Yeah,
which to me reduces the chances of a fight rather than increasing the chances of a fight.
Okay, so, I don't really have a dog in the fight, but I like Raskin. I think he did a good job.
Yeah, so wonderfully smart guy. I think we're super lucky that he happens to be in that committee in this particular spot and would certainly be able to shepherd the impeachment proceedings in a sane, reasonable way. Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.